everlasting. So you see again, there is God who has made all of these things, and this same God lives forever. If it is a man would have died. A man would have slept at some point. So there is God. That supernatural being is God. And the Bible tells us in the book of John 4, verse 24, that God is spirit. Jesus met the woman at the well in the book of John chapter 4. And the woman at the well, Jesus spoke to her. And the woman, in the course of the conversation, said, you know what? We have to go to Jerusalem for us to be able to pray. And Jesus said, a time is coming where you don't have to, it doesn't have to be a place. You have to worship God in spirit. And you have to worship him in truth. So how do you worship God in spirit? In your heart. So when you say there is no God, it means that God is not in your heart. Not that there is no God, but God is not in your heart. And there are things you have to do for God to be in your heart. So let's keep that aside. So there is God, and we worship God from our spirit, in our heart, because God is not in a physical, does not have to be in a physical location. God does not have to be in a tool. God does not have to be we don't have to, he doesn't have the kind of physical body that we have. He is spirit. And you can only worship God, know God, meet God, engage with God in the spirit, not physically. In the spirit. And John 4:24 exposes us to three things again. It exposes us to see that there is God. It also exposes us to see that we can only engage with God through his spirit. But the way for us to be able to engage with God through the spirit is through the truth. And who is the truth? Jesus Christ. That is why the Bible tells us that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. Jesus is the way to God. But this is going to be done in the spirit and in your heart. So today, I hope this has answered your question. And that's why the Bible says, God says the only way you can engage with him is to first believe that he is. And then when you believe that he is, then he will make himself known to you. That's how he is. That's how God works. It may not make sense to you, but that's his own way. And the Bible says that his way is different from ours. So why not believe him today, that there is God, and open your heart to him. And then you will experience the same thing we have experienced and encounter him in your own way. The Bible says that with the heart we